of all, I want to address my hat because I know some people probably looked at it real fast. Like, does that say what I think it does? Yes, it does. And it's very relevant for what we're talking about tonight because we grew up in the times where people could say whatever the hell they wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter where they was at, any venue, any setting. It was, freedom of speech. I say what I want to. If you think it's funny, great. If you don't think it's funny, move on. You know what I'm saying? If you were shocked by it, then just put a sticker on my shit and don't buy it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I grew up, but that has a lot to do with what we're talking about today, which is cancel culture. The way y'all move now is when people say things and do things that people don't like now, they choose to not just make the personal decision to say I don't want to fuck with it. They choose. It's a whole culture now where everyone has to get on board to not like each other. And so that's what we're going to talk about today is cancel culture, kind of get into some of the people who were canceled. I don't know if they're canceled or not. We're going to talk about that.
It kind of comes in waves.
Yeah, I don't know. The attempted cancels, the potential cancels, the people who should be canceled. We just going to get into that. So make sure y'all get your comments in below. Let us know who you think should be canceled. Make sure y'all, chime in. Let us know.
Let's go! I've been there, I've done that. Hey, but what do I know? I wrote this and won that. Oh, but what do I know? I got degrees and went to school. But what do I know? Survived backstabbers and Judases. But what do I know? I've been out here, man. I've been doing this. Let's get to the dough. I've been showing it. I've been proving it. I'm ready to go. Discuss the what, whys, and the who did it. Let's get to the show. This podcast just might be the go. Oh, but what do I know?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of a What Do I Know podcast. It's your girl, RUKUS.
And your boy, TRE SMITH. And if you was the motherfucker in the Bulls gear at the Improv talking shit about your seats and you ain't realized the comic you came to see and you was sitting in your feelings because all three of the comics was gay and you ain't like them gay jokes, joke's on you, motherfucker. I'm glad you ain't like the show all night. Oh, it was fucking hilarious. Super masculine, angry motherfucker and talking shit about the seats and he don't want to share the seats. And then when them three comedians was gay and you ain't like them jokes, you was sitting there mad than a motherfucker, but your girlfriend wouldn't let you leave. Ha ha ha, nigga. Hilarious.
Oh, man. All right. Thank you for that, Trey. As always. All right, y'all. So, tonight's show is actually piggybacking off a little bit of what we talked about last week. Last week, one of the topics that came across during our discussion was people who are misusing terms like bro, sis, my cousin, basically just saying that people are your family when they really aren't. So we figured that you would kind of go and dive a little bit deeper into that this week and kind of just talk about like fake ass family. And the reason that it's fake family, not only just because you claims people who are not your blood. I mean fake family because this town, and I'm going to say this town in particular, has it really bad about claiming people as family members who you are actually doing dirty as the fuck. Like really, really, really dirty. Like, just example, like every other day maybe, or every other week at least for sure, I'm watching the dude that I'm sleeping with taking pictures and shit, chilling arm in arm with my ex, calling that nigga bro. Calling that nigga bro hugged up like a motherfucker. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's crazy that y'all move these ways. And so I'm like, that's funny. That is funny. So we're gonna talk about all the weird shit y'all do. So yeah. Trey, what does it take for you to call somebody family? Like what levels does it take for you to actually say, you my bro, you my sis, you are someone who I call family?
We have to have experiences together. For me, it has to be, we done really went through some shit where our backs was against the wall. We didn't help one another out. We didn't help one another when the chips is down, pick one another back up. Like a couple of partners, the people I consider my brothers, these is people I've known 25 plus years or even under that. But these are people that I've had real life experiences with that when shit hit the fan, we was there for one another. And So I look at them as, if I call you my brother, my sister, my family, it's because we have a bond that is like, I got this person's back no matter what, right, wrong, indifferent, whatever.
Right.
So I think that's a big thing. If once you get to a point where you like my brother, you like my family, our families know one another, our mothers know one another, our parents, whatever, we all know one another, and it's, you know what I mean. Even though I have a big family, I can say that my extended family outside of blood is deep, and we all have this bond where we know one another's mothers, aunts, uncles, cousins. Like, we all are intertwined in one another in a way that it's like, yeah, no, we're a big ass family. So
that's dope. See, my extended family works a little different. Like, I got my real family, my blood family's huge, and we're close as shit. Like, we're very, very, very close. And so as far as my extended family, I really didn't have a need for the extended so as much. So I have very few extended friends, especially a few that I've extended to the point where I call you bro or sis. Like, that group is very, very small, and it doesn't take two hands to count that number of people. And for me, like you said, is if you're my bro or you my sis, once you reach that level with me, it's the level of love that I'm gonna give you that is abundant. It's nothing like a love that I would show anybody else in the streets. You're not one of my regular friends. You're not an associate. You're not somebody who we're not gonna fall out easy. It should take a hell of a lot for us to not be friends, because it's impossible to not be family. So with that being said, it's some people who's been checking up on me lately, because of the fact that I'm kind of back out in the public and being more participative in a lot of things that I didn't used to be in. I'm back out doing comedy. I'm back doing poetry. I'm back doing little things on Facebook that I really haven't been doing in a long time. So basically, people are finding out that I'm back to the old me. I finally feel like I'm back whole. And it took a whole lot the last few years for me to be back whole. And the reason this is relevant to this is because part of the reasons that I'm back whole is I learned who to stop calling my family. Like it's it's some shit that I've gone through and watched happen on social media right in front of my face, where I've ignored it because of the fact that I love too goddamn hard, and I let people be my family. And once I call you family, I'm going to treat you as such. However, there are very few people who are, like I said, are worthy of that title. And at this point, as far as sis goes, right about this second, there's a few friends that they know I love you dearly. But as far as sis goes, if you are not Janine, Nakisha, Mishaelin, Vicky, Jackie, Chrissy, Danielle, and let me see, who did I miss? I'm missing somebody. Amisha. Don't call me sis. Don't call me sis. And if anybody else said it was that you ever heard call me sis like that in a sisterly manner, then we're going to discuss why this person is no longer my sis, and this is why I can't do these things. So I'm going to try to discuss this from the most journalistic standpoint possible, because I had this conversation with people earlier and they let me know that I'm still way too emotional about this shit, and I want to make sure that y'all take me seriously, because I got a habit of just venting and going off, and that's not what this is about. I really just want y'all to understand the depths that it has to be for me personally, if I call you sis, and what that thing and what that what that entails. And I want you to understand what it took for somebody to no longer be my sister. And I want y'all to let me know what the fuck, because I'm still wondering. Guys, okay? This is a question that I'm still wondering. This person is not no longer my family because of anything that I did. And this is the funny part. Surprise! I didn't do shit to this person. It's some people who have followed this for a while because it was made public. I didn't make it public. The person made it public. We're going to call this person the woman formerly known as sis. We'll just say FKAS, fake ass, for the sake of this podcast. Fake ass was was given the title of my sis a long time ago. And when we fell out over some of the most trivial bullshit ever, Y'all was all led into our lives on some fuck shit. You was told half a story that actually wasn't true. And once again, in natural form, this town, you niggas took shit, ran with it, doing whatever y'all want to do, where y'all questioning my loyalty and some more shit. So now, since it's relevant to this topic, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what happened between me and Fake Ass, because some of y'all just want to know what happened. Understand, I still love this person. That's the dumb part. That's the shit that breaks my fucking heart. This person, I allowed them to break my heart. I don't love hardly anybody. And when I do, I love hard. And so when I give my love to you and it's not reciprocated, the shit's fucked up. So let's start from the beginning. This woman was made the godmother of my child. We was close. We was close. Together every single day, on the phone for hours. And if we wasn't together on the phone, we was together in presence. This was my sis. This was my ride or die. She knew everything about me, and I mean everything. She knew what I thought, my thoughts from in the morning to who I was fucking at night. Understand that. I love this woman. Now, with her knowing everything about me, I didn't know it. Like I said, she knew everything right down to who I was fucking, and that's important. Put a pin in that, because it's going to come back later on, because it's important. I didn't know who she was sleeping with. Didn't care. I never asked shit like that. It's none of my fucking business. Now put a pin in that, because this is important, because it's going to come back. Now, we move forward, and long story short, we have a wonderful years and years and years of friendship and all this fun shit and camaraderie and all that fun thing. I could never do wrong by her. She could never do wrong by me. We had never, and I mean never, had conflict. Y'all, for those who I hate that I even have to let y'all in on this, because I have to let y'all in on some shit that is none of y'all's fucking business. None at all. Not in the fucking least. But because of the fact that this shit was made so very public, on no doing of my own, here we go. At the end of a couple years ago, we would say just a few years ago, right at the beginning of when we fell out, I'm gonna say about 2014-ish, just to timestamp it. The end of 2014, I was wrapping up. I was on probation. I got a DWAI, a year before, and so I served a year of probation. And at the end of my probation, and some of y'all might have seen it on the news, y'all might have saw the story about it if you look back and look through the archives, so this is a fact. Everything in this that you guys are hearing from here going forward is the truth and nothing but the truth. 2014, at the end of my probation, I was raped in the stairwell by one of the men who worked at the probation office. It was a huge thing. It was on the news. All this fun shit, like, of course my identity was kept from y'all and all that fun shit. But essentially that's what happened. When it got back, the very first person I called about this was my sis. Keep this in mind. It's gonna come back later. I called my sis. Told her what the fuck just happened, whatever, because she, if anybody understands what I just went through when I was raped, it was my sister. My sister would hold my hand through the whole thing, through the whole process. My sister held my hand while my man at the time took it upon himself to let me know that if I was raped, it was his fault. So I spent the entire time, instead of worrying about myself, taking care of Janelle. What Rukus meant nothing at the time. Taking care of Janelle went on the back burner because I needed to make sure this man still felt like a man after his woman was raped. I reported it because my man told me if it really happened, you would report it. Now, from that second on, I hate this nigga. Understand. The hatred have flowed. I never hated somebody more I've ever fucking hated somebody in life as hearing a man say that shit to me and supposed to be my partner in life. So as I've tried to prove to my man that I didn't cheat on him, I went through the whole process of reporting it to the police, having them go through all the rape, all the fun shit that you go through on some SVU type shit. This man was arrested. Guys, he served about almost 10 months. He was in there for almost a year by the time we finally got to trial. The entire time this went on, my sis held my hand. She was my support system. She was my only friend because she was the only one who fucking knew what happened to me. Besides my mom. I told my mom. I told my mama. But as far as a friend and a sister and somebody on my level that was supposed to support me through this shit, I only had her. Now we gonna move forward. The day of my trial, I show up to court. I can't talk to my mama. She's been subpoenaed because all the messages that I sent her, a lot of them were text messages. So now the courts have subpoenaed